I like Tim Elliott. I've actually won money betting on him in the past. He's a great, scrappy fighter. But I think I think a personal life is going to bleed into the octagon. And instead of coming out victorious like Jesse Rowe predicted, I think the opposite's going to happen. I'm going to ride the hot hand at 12-2. That's an impressive record.
What do you hear? What do you say? This is how to fuck up your parlay. I'm Timmy Shoes with Inside Fighting, and I got the whole crew with me. Boys, we got some fights this weekend.
You know what the fuck going on?
Actually, kind of a low-key, good weekend of fights, even though it's not like a big UFC pay-per-view, not like a big, any sort of big giant fight. There's just a lot of little good ones, little nuggets here and there that are fun, juicy morsels of fights.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a good fight card.
We got and we got some boxing too. We got the return of the GOAT. Claressa Shields is making her return to boxing. And so why don't we do the boxing first? Let's get that out of the way.
The
Claressa Shields. The GWOAT. The GWOAT. She is a brace yourself, boys. She's a minus 8,000 favorite on DraftKings right now. Minus 8,000. That means if you want to win $100, you have to bet $8,000. She's taking on Maricela Cornejo, who is a plus 1,300. So if you bet $100 on Maricela, you can win 1,300. Guys, I don't think we have to spend much time on this. What do you got?
Well, this show is not about who do I think is going to win. It's about how do I make you money, and I'm trying to make everybody money. This Mexican woman is very tough. She's a great boxer, and Claressa Shields, probably the greatest female boxer to ever do it. She is phenomenal. Her strength and her accuracy and her speed is something else. Can I get the record on her opponent, please?
I don't have it on me. Hold on.
Timmy fucking Shoes didn't do his research. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna save you guys the time.
I didn't think it would be relevant because because of the odds. She's 14-5.
14-5.
Yeah.
No.
Don't touch this one, boys.
I'm not touching it. I risk $8,000 to win 100 or whatever. Like, tell you what, I might throw $10 down or something. Like, I might even throw $1 down on her opponent to win. I'd make $80, but if I'm betting that fight outright, no, it's not happening. I'm sorry. This is the ultimate lock of the weekend, and I still wouldn't put money on it.
14-5. She has no chance against Claressa Shields. Not interested into this fight. I will watch it. I'm interested in watching the greatest do work, but as far as betting, don't even bet on this. No. Don't touch it. Don't bet the under. I wish there was an over under. Maybe
you should throw in a pick Claressa in a super parlay where you have like 8 picks or something like that.
Yeah, not even worth it.
But
we're not touching boxing. We're not touching boxing this weekend, Timmy. Or are you touching it? What are you telling your fans?
If you got an extra $32,000 to put on Claressa, I'm just messing. Yeah, it's not worth it unless you want to throw $10 on Cornejo and just hope that a massive upset happens. But moving right along, we got some UFC, we got some MMA. It's an interesting card. We've got some veterans and we've got some newcomers. We've got Tim Elliot. He's taking on Victor Altamirano, and Elliot is a minus 180 favorite. Altamirano is a plus 155 underdog. Elliot 3-5 in his last 5. He's coming off a win. Altamirano is 4-1 in his last 5, and he's coming off of a win as well. So, and just so we know, Altamirano, this is only his 5th fight. He's 12-2. So it's a little interesting that he's an underdog. Tim Elliott's 18-12, UFC veteran. He's been doing this for a long time. Guys, what do you make of this fight?
So I have to ask Tim Elliott, what were his odds again?
He's a minus 180 favorite.
Hey, look, I'm a simple man. Tim Elliott is not just fighting this weekend, but he's also in the middle of a somewhat personal, private battle with his wife He posted online that his wife was having an extramarital affair behind his back with a guy that actually was the he did his marriage ceremony. The certified people who do your marriage, I'm blanking on what they're called right now. Apparently that guy slept with his wife. That's what he said online, and he's had a public battle about that. Tim Elliott's coming into this fight angry, motivated. He's ready to kick some ass. I would actually make this, if we're going to bet this card, that's my lock on this card, is Tim Elliott winning this weekend.
Well, the guy who stole his wife was his teammate and his corner man.
Right.
And his wife used to corner him as well. So it was his corner man plus his wife. They're now together. So Tim Elliott's coming with a whole new corner. What's the record of his opponent? It's a pretty good record, right? 12-2 or something?
12-2. 12-2.
12-2. Here's my pick here. And what's his the odds? Plus
Elliott's a -180 favorite, and Altamirano is a +155 underdog.
+155. Take the +155 all day. The heartache continues for Tim Elliott.
Wow.
His personal life is in fucking shambles. A former Ultimate Fighter champ, fucking stud at 125. I like Tim Elliott. I've actually won money betting on him in the past. He's a great, scrappy fighter. But I think I think a personal life is going to bleed into the octagon, and instead of coming out victorious like Jesse Rowe predicted, I think the opposite's going to happen. I'm going to ride the hot hand at 12-2. That's an impressive record. Give me a
Altamirano.
Very, very convincing. No, I mean, honestly, like I want to change my pick just based on what you said. That's how convincing you were. But then you fucked up his last name, and now I'm like, you know what? He doesn't even know who this guy is.
I'm going off the record and off the hot hand. And listen, this guy's personal life is in shambles. Like very few people can channel that into aggression and focused aggression and be better. A lot of people let that cloud their brain, and
it's a lot of distraction. You're right.
A lot of distraction. And as much as, shout out Tim Elliott, that's a tough situation. Listen, move on. There's plenty of fish in the sea. If I'm giving you advice, you don't even trip about your ex-wife or your corner man. That's bad karma. They will get what's coming to them, probably. Who knows? But I don't think you're getting it done this Saturday. If I'm trying to give people reasons for money. Yeah, good picks. Let's go with the guy who's 12-2.
All right, fair.
I agree. I'm picking Altamirano. I was actually going to go with those reasons as well. I think the extra baggage, that's going to be a big distraction. Usually, most of the time when there's some shit happening outside of the octagon, it does not carry into the octagon. Some sort of personal tragedy happens. Almost always that guy doesn't do as well. So I'm going Altamirano. He's a bit younger too. He's got a lot less mileage. So moving on, we've got former champion Andrei Arlovski. He's fighting Don'Tale Mayes. Now, Arlovski is a +115 underdog, and Mayes is a -135 favorite. I think this is an interesting fight. Arlovski's 4-1 in his last 5. Did lose his last fight. He got choked out. And Mayes is 2-2 with a no contest in his last 5. He just lost to Augusto Sakai. I have opinions about this fight, but let's go. Let's hear.
No, I want you to actually start. You never start. So let's hear your pick first.
I think it's crazy that Arlovski is the underdog. I mean, he's not a huge underdog, but if you saw Don'Tale Mayes in his last fight against Augusto Sakai, who's not a very good heavyweight, who literally just holds guys up against the cage the whole time, and Mayes didn't have an answer for that. I just don't think he's talented enough to take a guy like Arlovski. Arlovski's got a lot of mileage. Maybe he gets clipped or something, but I think Arlovski is a great pick at +115.
I'm agree with Timmy. Timmy knows exactly what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah,
Don'Tale Mayes, I've seen him fight. He wasn't that good. Arlovski's an absolute legend. Who has the most wins in the UFC history? Is it Jim Miller?
Jim Miller's. Oh, I thought that was just like his division. It is Jim Miller.
Oh, you said wins. I heard fights. Jim Miller has the most fights. Who's got the most wins?
Oh, no, Arlovski and Jim Miller are 1-2. Are they 1-2 in wins or 1-2 in fights?
They might be 1-2 in fights.
Oh well,
Oh, no,
regardless.
you know what? So Jim Miller has the most fights. Andrei
No,
Arlovski.
Jim Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 1-2 in wins. Jim Miller's 24 wins. Andrei Arlovski's 23 wins.
Okay, so you're right. You were right. We're unanimous across the board. I think I would pick Arlovski on this one. And I love the fact that he used to, I just, when I think of Arlovski, I get like nostalgia vibes of like the early days with the UFC boom back in like 2008 and 9. And so I would absolutely throw money down on Arlovski.
Arlovski, to this day in his late age, still is a scary guy.
Yeah. I hope he wears those vampire teeth coming up. Does he always do that?
Timmy?
It's the Venom mouthpiece. I don't know if he always does, but he does usually rock it. So
Nice.
We'll see. All right, moving to the main event. We've got Kai Kara France. He's taking on Amir Albazi. This is even money. They're both -110. Kai Kara France has a 24-10 record. Albazi is 16-1, only one loss on the record. Kai Kara France is coming off his loss against Brandon Moreno with that brutal body kick. And Albazi is coming into this fight on a winning streak. He's 6-0 in his last 6. That one loss on his record was 7 fights ago, and he's been on a streak. He's undefeated in the UFC. So, you guys got opinions?
It's my lock of the night. Give me Albazi, easiest money of the night. Take about 25% of your what do the gamblers call it? Stack, roll.
Chips? No, units. Is it units?
No. Take 25. Take what's it called? Bankroll. Take 25% of your bankroll. Throw it on Albazi. 16-1. The guy ain't losing. He's going to 17-1. I'll let you guys take it from here.
I agree. I was thinking the same thing. I was originally leaning Car France because he's kind of got some name recognition here. He's knocked out Cody Garbrandt. He's got some good history, but I'm looking at his fights and I just feel like against Garbrandt, I don't know if he was, Garbrandt 2 years ago, so it's not the same Cody Garbrandt, but he's fought Moreno twice, lost both times. I feel like there's a cap on France here, where there's like a cap of how far he can go, and I think Albazi just has all the momentum. This is sort of like Albazi's big coming out party if he can win this fight. So I too am unanimous with Cap here on Albazi winning, and it's a good lock, Cap. It is a good lock, but
listen,
I'm not going to pussy out and change it from my boy Tim Elliott.
To be honest, it doesn't matter what you or I think. It's all about what our MMA expert Timmy Shoes.
Agreed.
He is the expert here in MMA, and let me get your honest opinion.
My honest opinion is I'm agreeing with you guys. I like Albazi in this fight. I think Kai Kara France, he has a bit of that, like he's a talented fighter, but I don't know if it's a mental barrier with him or what, but he's not going to eclipse those championship heights. He's had his opportunity. He didn't really show up. And I just think he's one of those guys. He's going to be forever top 5, top 10, but he's never going to be championship level. Albazi, he has more of a prospect vibes. I think this is his coming out party. I think he's
going to be fighting out of.
Who, Albazi?
Yeah.
What country is he fighting out of?
No, what planet?
No, because you might have been a Jim. I don't know where he's from.
Well, France is an Aussie, so
he's Iraqi. Albazi is Iraq.
Okay, so it's Australia versus Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq is coming with those good fighters lately.
So he's probably gonna have good wrestling. But yeah, I think Albazi, and I think I have a parlay. It's really easy parlay. You pick all of the picks that I picked. Albazi, Altamirano, and Arlovski. You bet $100, you win $1,000. Easy money. It's a 3-leg parlay, nothing crazy. You pick the 2 underdogs, Arlovski and Altamirano, and then you go with Albazi. 3 legs, $10 wins. $10 wins.
What is it, like a plus 1,100?
No, it's a plus 946.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, $10 wins like $100, and then $100 wins $1,000.
Now, are all those three guys, their last names, they're hard to pronounce. Are they all with A's? I know Arlovski's with an A. What
Yep.
about
Arlovski, Altamirano, and Albazi.
AAA premium bet here, bro. I like that.
Yep.
Let's go. Well,
Hey,
listen,
I might legitimately
There's
throw
actually
$100
5
down
because it's
on that.
Andrei Arlovski, Amir Albazi, and Altamirano. There's 5 A's.
wow,
Wow.
it's incredible.
I like it.
Listen, I don't think any of our, other than yours, Timmy's, I don't think we were too convincing on our picks this episode, but I think this is the episode where people make their most money because although we're a little bit in limbo with our picks, but I think at the same time, we all feel pretty confident about, I think Arlovski gets it done. I think Kai France loses. And I think, what's the third one?
Altamirano and Tim Elliott.
Yeah, I think Tim Elliott, the sob story continues into the summer, but he'll bounce back. Listen, everyone's gone through personal tragedy in life. People bounce back. As humans, we are resilient people. Keep putting out them positive vibes. Not talking shit on Tim Elliott. I don't think he gets it done. Join us next week. We got fire-ass picks coming up because next week is the UFC Vancouver card.
Yes, sir.
No.
Like, comment,
We're here
subscribe.
to fuck up your parlay.
Always.
Let's go.